What is up, guys? I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're looking at some more r/am I the butthole. If you're new here, please consider hitting that like, that subscribe and maybe that notification bell too. And once you do click that notification bell, don't forget to click to always. Otherwise, YouTube won't always notify you when I post a video. It's just the way they roll, I'm afraid. And don't forget, we're on podcast too now, so you can take me with you wherever you go. And also, you can support the channel either through YouTube membership or Patreon too. And today we had a new member, Jonathan Bailey, you absolute bloody legend. Thank you for joining us. And with that being said, let's get in to today's stories. Much love, guys. Our first story comes from Comprehensive AD 2519. Am I the arsehole for refusing to adopt my daughter's bio kid because it would sacrifice my new lifestyle? Throwaway and title sounds bad. This was last year. I have a 25-year-old adult daughter who got pregnant and decided to keep the child. I told her to get an abortion. I am my daughter's father. On Christmas last year, my daughter called me and told her I have to adopt her child as she can't take care of it because of college. I told her no, I don't want to adopt the child and have another 18 years of my life wasted. My daughter became angry at me for not caring about my grandchildren. I told her I won't sacrifice my lifestyle because of her mistake. I then told her she can deal with the consequence of having the child herself. My daughter told me she won't talk to me unless I adopt her kid. It's been over a year now and my daughter has not talked to me, so I'm now wondering if I am an arsehole. So, am I the arsehole for refusing to adopt my daughter's bio kid because it would sacrifice my new lifestyle? Oh god, it's just one of those ones where just everybody really sucks in this story. You know, the daughter literally trying to give away their child because they need to go to college. I mean, you done what you did and now you have a child. That is your responsibility. So shoving that on someone else is an absolute asshole move. It just shows a lack of consideration towards the child. And that is the main person I feel sorry for in this whole story. Both these people seem like complete assholes to me. I know just for the lack of empathy towards this child is the total innocent party in all of this and is the one that's going to suffer. But let's go down in the comments and see what we can find. Anonymous arsehole says, everyone sucks here. Your daughter is the primary arsehole, but referring to the child as another 18 years wasted and a mistake is probably one of the worst things you could say to your own child. Sounds toxic. Jack Dem Beanstalk says, to be honest, you are downright a terrible person if you give birth to a kid you refuse to abort or to raise and then try to force someone else to raise them while using your relationship as leverage. Anonymous arsehole then replies again saying, I completely agree, but I do get a lot more sympathetic to her when the father casually implies she is a mistake and waste. I meant a lot of her shitty behaviour could have been caused by being raised like that. The only person I feel truly sorry for is the baby. Sparkly Unicorn Lady says, not the arsehole for not adopting the child. However, you're an arsehole for telling an adult woman to terminate her pregnancy. You're an arsehole for implying that the 18 years it took to raise your daughter were wasted. To be honest, I didn't even think about that. I can't believe that didn't even click in my head to say that he's wasted all that time raising the actual daughter anyway. Oh, wow. Typical Aquarius says, I mean, in hindsight, it seems like the smart recommendation since the adult woman is now trying to get rid of her child. Doggers1968 says, harsh, but I'll allow it. Silver Screen 2019 says, you're not an arsehole for not wanting to adopt your daughter's child because she can't hack it, but this is what got me, and Silver Screen quotes, have another 18 years of my life wasted. And then says, so your daughter was a waste of your life. Everyone sucks here for being so petty and immature about her own decisions and for you being apparently resentful of your own child. If anything, that should make you more empathetic to how you're feeling, if that's the case. And once again, guys, I turn it to you guys. What do you think of this story? Let me know in the comments below if you choose to do so. And don't forget to vote on the poll in the description for story 1. And our next story is from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for telling my boyfriend not to spit in our food? We're currently not speaking because of this issue, since I find it gross and my boyfriend can't see my problem with it. I do most of the cooking in our relationship, which I am fine with. However, occasionally my boyfriend will want to do some of the cooking together / do some baking. We do a lot of activities together, especially now we're both at home a lot more. The one thing I cannot stand is a habit he has when it comes to food. If my boyfriend thinks something is too dry or needs a better consistency, he will use his own spit and put it in the food. For example, the other day we were icing homemade cookies and I caught him thinning out the icing mixture by spitting inside the bowl and mixing it. This has been an issue for some time, so he tries to hide it whenever he does it from me. But every time I catch him, I just find it gross. His replies to shrug and tell me that I get more of a saliva in my mouth when we kiss anyway, so it shouldn't be a big deal and makes literally no difference. I've pleaded with him to use water, but he just says the texture isn't the same, and has pointed out that if I can't tell the texture is different, surely it doesn't matter that it's not water anyway. I know that in a way he's right, and it's not like I complain about his spit when we make out, but something about it being mixed with food just grosses me out. Am I the arsehole for not wanting my boyfriend to spit in our food when we cook together? Edit, my boyfriend doesn't cook regularly, so he isn't serving this to anyone but me/himself. He has made disgusting comments about serving staff spitting in customers' food before, so I know he finds other people's spit unhygienic. Oh my god. No, just no. When the OP said thinning out the icing mixture, oh, it just makes me want to gag. What the hell? You are not the arsehole in this situation. He's definitely the arsehole. Just use fucking water, man, like a normal person. Spitting in food. What? This is not normal, surely. I hope I'm totally wrong here and you guys are going to turn around. Yeah, we all spit in our food to make it the right consistency. Let's go down in the comments to see what we can find. Lightwood Orchestra says, I mean, I don't think Not the Arsehole was adequate to express the absolute horror I'm feeling on your behalf right now. I wish I could upload a selfie so you could see the degree of Not the Arseholeness I feel written all over my face. Your boyfriend is disgusting. Ew. Creeblim says, the fucking horror, right? You're correct, Not the Arsehole doesn't adequately express it. Bamba says, I actually screamed out loud and my incredibly into cooking boyfriend came running in and I went visibly white and told him what I'd been reading. Creeblim says again, I got my husband as well. We're putting groceries away and he was gagging and was like, no, just fuck no. Gag, gag, gag. Nina Quilinda says, Not the Arsehole, that's disgusting. This is why so many people don't eat at potlucks. I hope you don't ever have dinner guests at your place. Dragon Queen 1099 says, Not the Arsehole, I am honestly struggling to believe this is real. Who in their right mind uses spit in food? Especially food other people are eating. Definitely not the same as using water, it's just not sanitary. Does he brush his teeth first? Or is he getting old food particles from whatever he's eating that day in the food he's cooking? It's making it even worse. Oh man, I can't read anymore. I'm going to turn it to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below and don't forget to vote on that poll in the description for story 2. Gee whiz. The next story is from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for not wanting my parents to be a part of my daughter's life? When I was 18, my parents kicked me out of the house after I got my girlfriend pregnant. To them it was shameful and they completely cut me out of their lives and my family's money. My girlfriend and I managed on our own after my son was born, but it was a struggle for years. We were living paycheck to paycheck and constantly stressed out about money. My girlfriend's parents helped out when they could, but they were the best grandparents to our son. By some miracle, we managed to graduate from college, even with work and raising a child. Now we're both 32, been married 6 years, living in our own home with our 13-year-old son and our 4-month-old daughter. I haven't seen or spoken to anyone in my family except my cousins in years. 2 weeks ago, my mum sent me a friend's request on Facebook and also messaged me. She sent me this long message about how she wanted to talk for a while and she apologised for the way they treated me. She and my dad were hoping they could make amends because they really want to meet my new daughter and get the chance to be grandparents. She didn't mention my son at all, ask how old he is, how he's doing or express any interest whatsoever in also wanting to see him, not just my daughter. I messaged her back and vented about all the hardship and obstacles my girlfriend and I had to deal with to get where we are, and how hard it was that I didn't have my parents' emotional support through what was the most difficult time in my life. Sure, their money would have made things a hell of a lot easier, but I get that money shouldn't be handed to us, but I feel at least they could have done was be there for me instead of erasing me from their lives. I said they don't get to walk back into our lives and I don't want to hear from her again. I blocked her after that. A few days ago, one of my cousins mentioned my parents and they said they're telling everyone I'm refusing to let them meet their granddaughter. My cousin knows everything, but he thought it was still petty to be that way when they clearly regret what they did and want to be in my life now. I can't allow a grudge to prevent them from being grandparents. My wife and I talked this over and she feels the same way I do, but will support it if I want them around. It really feels like they only care now because we're older and the hard part is over. And honestly, my parents have always been extremely judgmental over everything. They're also very snobby, and I'm not 100% sure if that's what I want my kids growing up with. My cousin keeps saying I'm in the wrong here, and it's hurting my parents that they miss out on my daughter's first year of life not being around. I'm just a little lost, and I don't know if I'm really being the bad guy or not. Am I the asshole? Whenever I read these comments, I try to put myself in their shoes, you know, the OP shoes. And I think if I was in that situation, I don't think I'd want them to be a part of my life. I think I might give them the benefit of the doubt to meet the kids, you know. But at the same time, what really tipped it over the edge for me is that they only wanted to meet one of the children. They didn't want to meet the boy, who was like the first child. They just want to meet the new daughter. So I'd be like, no, you don't get to choose that. I think that would literally tip me over the edge, that they're choosing one child over the other as well. It just shows that they haven't really changed much in those 13 years. But let's have a look in the comments to see what we can find. Amethyst Fire says, not the arsehole. They made their feelings known 13 years ago. It's a total arsehole move to ask about one child and ignore the other. If you're so inclined, consider meeting your parents in a public place. Sans kids. If they are serious about reconnecting and making amends, they can start with just you and your wife. If that goes well, over time, consider allowing them limited access to the kids, making it perfectly clear that it's a package deal. Either they treat both kids the same, or they see neither child. You're probably better off without them in your life. Stacey RT says, not the arsehole. Why now? Why only your daughter? I get that people can grow up, but in that growth, are they planning to pretend your son is still a shameful secret? Family is more than blood. They are the people who stand by you, with you, and behind you in good and bad times. The fact that your mum immediately went with woe is me, I'm the victim, they won't let me, etc, to everyone, says a lot to me. She isn't even planning to put some work in to try and to heal the rift she allowed to grow. In case it's unclear, I support your decision 100%. Sweet Jacket says, not the arsehole. It's like they think they can just rug sweep 13 years and jump on the grandparent bandwagon. They were MIA when their presence would have made a real difference, and now they want to look good to their friends who are involved with their grandchildren. And then quotes, he thought it was still petty to be that way when we clearly regret what they did and want to be in my life now, and I can't allow a grudge to prevent them from being grandparents. And then says, if anything, the way they have followed up by bad-mouthing you to all and sundry is confirmation that leaving them out of your life is the right thing to do. They haven't made any actual overtures to you or your wife. They just say they are entitled to access to one of your children. Tell your cousin you appreciate the input and to butt out of the discussion. Too true. And now I turn it to you guys. What do you guys think of this story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on that poll in the description. Our next story comes from a throwaway account. Am I the arsehole for telling my ex's children that they're not mine and to back off? I got with my ex when I was 21 and he was 32. It was unhealthy, but I had problems going on at the time. He had two children who at the time were 2 and 5 months, Amy and Nina. Biological mother wasn't involved with the children, and I was never told why. I raised the children as my own for ages. I did everything for them until they were 12 and almost 11, before I separated from my ex. I initially considered trying to remain in their lives, but it was difficult and I wanted nothing to do with him. It's been 14 years since. I have a family now, my youngest is 5, and my stepchildren have children. I have to be honest, I love my ex's children, but I don't regret what I had to do. I guess my ex has never told his children that I wasn't the woman who gave birth to them, because not too long ago Amy reached out to me to tell me that I owed them, and she resented me for leaving me with their batshit dad, and they wanted to meet up. I met up and explained to Amy and Nina that I was only the stepmother, and they didn't believe me at all, which led to some tears and both of them reaching out to my stepchildren to tell them that they're siblings. Amy posted on my Facebook wall, messaged my husband, posted pictures of my youngest 5, saying how they wanted to meet their sibling. It got crazy. I tried to sympathise, but they're adults now. I messaged them saying I wanted nothing to do with both of them, and they needed to back off, especially as I'm not their birth mother. My husband thinks I'm a little harsh because they clearly idolised me. They still haven't stopped calling me. Am I the arsehole? As I said in my last, I always try to step into that person's shoes. I'm trying to step into the shoes of these two girls that's grown up thinking that their mothers just abandoned them and left. And even if that wasn't the case, like it said at the end of that story, those girls probably idolised you and they saw you as the mother figure for you to get up and leave. It must have been just heartbreaking, and they want to be part of your life again and your children's lives. And OP clearly must have had some love for them too, so, you know, I think really they need to try to get together to come and just settle this and let them be a part of your life, you know. They clearly, as it said, they clearly idolize you. But currently in this story, I can only say that everyone sucks in it at the moment, just because of that. Apart from the two girls, they're just confused as hell right now. Let's take a look in the comments below to see what we can find. Regal Beagle 2008 says, "Everyone sucks here. Wow, what a horrible situation. These poor young ladies, how could it have gotten to this that they don't even know who their birth mother is? Totally fucked up. You're not their biological mother, so you don't owe them anything. However, you did help create this situation. You both clearly would never open with them about what had gone on before. Honestly, you can walk away from this, but I hope you will find it in you to be a better human being and try to help them understand what is/has gone on. Your ex must be batwing crazy, alright? I was born to do go B says, and replies to this saying, "This isn't okay. DNA and the knowledge you aren't their mother doesn't change the fact that you are their mum. In their hearts and identity, you're the one who was mum forever. Abandoning these girls just because they are adults and not bio yours is cold." Strawberry Love 23 also replies to this, "That's not why. It's because of their totally out of line reaction upon learning this. First of all, she doesn't owe them anything. Second of all, she conceded to their demands of meeting, and instead of talking it out, they claimed they were OP's kid and quite literally accused her of lying. Maybe there could be a relationship if they bothered listening, but they didn't." Wolf Goddess 77 replies, "Everyone sucks here, so you cut off contact with them because you didn't want anything to do with your ex anymore. They didn't do anything, and it's completely understandable why they were so hurt and confused. That being said though, I don't think it was right of them to say that you owed them, and the harassment that came afterwards was out of line." And for this one, I turn it to you guys. What do you guys think of the story? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote on that poll in the description for story 4. And our final story comes from My Chicken, My Rules 543. Am I the arsehole for telling my co-workers the hygienist charged me to take a shower at her place? I, 23 female, work in a dental office, and I befriended a hygienist, we'll call her Liz, 27 female. We bonded over a love for fighting games, and after playing online, we wanted to hang out and play in person. Around February, I went to her place for margaritas. As a surprise, I also made her fried chicken. My fried chicken is godly, because I love to cook and I know she doesn't like to eat out. No problem, I don't mind feeding a friend and a cute kid, 5 male. After the munchkin went to bed, Liz and I cracked open the tequila and fired up some Tekken. All was well for a few hours until, I made a mistake of thinking I had to fart. You know where this goes. I bolted to the bathroom like a mad woman, battling the urge to sobbing shame. As I'm in the bathroom, I tell Liz through the door what happened. She offers me some old clothes and I decided to take a quick shower. When I got out, Liz was pissed. She went off at me for not asking to use her shower. She has a water bill to pay. I don't pay rent here, etc. I asked her what she expected me to do after I just literally shit myself, and she told me I could have wiped myself down with a towel. Her rationale being, that's what people do anyway after taking a dump. Unless you own a fucking bidet, which you probably have at your house. This irritated me because Liz has always made comments about how lucky I am to live rent free with my parents, no matter how many times I explain that. Number 1, my sister and I are paying off student debt. 2, our parents wouldn't let us pay rent even if we shoved cash in their pockets. 3, we do all the cooking and cleaning in exchange. I'm not saying we're not lucky, I'm just saying we're not spoiled. I told her I just spent my own money on a home cooked meal and drinks to hang out with her. I'm not unsympathetic to her financial situation, but if she really wants to berate me over a few bucks of water, here's a $5 bill. I was kind of shocked when she actually accepted it, but was still willing to let it go. But she wouldn't drop it, ranting how I just can't understand what it's like to worry about paying for water instead of fancy food and booze. I couldn't take it anymore, so I told her to get bent and called Uber. While I was expecting work to be awkward Monday, I wasn't expecting her to tell everyone about my sharting incident. I felt humiliated, so I told them the rest of the story. They all still think the sharting incident is funny, but let's just say they were not impressed with Liz. Everyone stayed professional, but they all distanced themselves from her, and she ended up quitting a month later because things just got too awkward. I feel bad because our office was her first job out of school, and she ended up having to work another office across town. She recently DM'd me to apologise, and I accepted. I just still feel bad that now she's doubled her old commute in an old beta car, where our office is walking distance from her place. Am I the arsehole? Should I have just let it go? Oh, this is such a sad situation, you know, to get a gaming buddy like that, that you can go to their house and have drinks with. That's like the best thing in the world. And to lose that is just an absolute shame. That is the whole tragedy in this situation. But Liz is totally in the wrong here. I mean, what the fuck she expect you to do? As you said, you just shit yourself. You need a shower, man. Not to wipe yourself down with a towel. A towel anyway. What? Is that like another word for toilet roll in the US or something? Or does she literally mean wipe the shit with a towel? What the hell? That's even worse than just taking a shower. But yeah, you're not in the wrong in this. She tried to humiliate you in the office as well, and you just fired it right back. So you know, this is all totally her fault in the end. And you said you were sympathetic to her financial situation. You even gave her a $5 for the water. I mean, what the fuck? What more does she want? Let's go down in the comments to see what we can see. Oh, it's going to be great. Surrounded by arsehole says, not the arsehole. I was about to write this off as Liz just being drunk with her over-the-top reaction. Where she turned into a pure arsehole was when she told everyone at work. That is unforgivable. There is no reason to humiliate you like that. Now OP replied, this is kind of where I'm at, yeah. I understand she's got it tough being a single mum. Her kid's dad is a complete waste of space, so I tried to be forgiving of her comments regarding money, but telling everyone at work I crap myself made me so mad. Dan150 says, not the arsehole. If you chose to share half the story to shame someone, and when the other half is revealed it backfires hard, then you have to be prepared to take that heat. She's trying to make you look bad and humiliate you, and was being childish and petty by telling all your co-workers. She deserves it. Walter O'Dim says, not the arsehole. Your friend on the other hand, whoa boy. So she'd rather you wipe your shitted ass with one of her towels than to take a shower. A shower costs like nothing in a water bill. She sounds like an insufferable asshole. I'm glad that confirmed about the actual towel. She actually wanted you to use a proper towel. God damn. For the final time, I turn it to you guys. What do you guys think of this? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to vote for story 5 in that poll in the description. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's stories, and if you did, there's another one on your screen right now as I speak. If you watch it, it really helps the channel, and hopefully you get something out of it too. Let's hope so anyway. And I will see you in the next one. Take care guys, much love.